Okay, so why does council sometimes put easements over mapped overland flow paths and creek and waterway flooding areas, particularly when it comes to subdivisions? Now, the short answer, in super duper simple and crude terms, is to try, and I do emphasize the word try there, but try to idiot-proof things. Try in two key areas. So first and foremost, when it comes to purchasing a property, most people out there these days know that you need to ask your conveyancer or your solicitor or whoever's doing your searches for you to check if there is any easements on the property. However, by comparison, very, very few people outside of the industry know that you should also jump into interactive mapping and search to see if there is any flood overlays on the property. So yeah, flooding tends to get missed at purchase stage. However, if council puts an easement over the top, it is more likely to get picked up, which means down the track, people can't sit there and just go, oh, but I had no idea it was subject to flooding. If I'd known that, I would never have purchased it. Yeah, they can turn around and go, if you missed that easement, you are just an idiot and that is your fault. Then, that sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? Well, I'll roll with it. But yeah, then secondly, down the track, when people go to do proposed work on a property, if they've been alerted to an easement at the time of purchase, there is a higher chance that they're going to turn around and go, oh, there was something in the backyard there, wasn't there? That might cause some issues. Might need to ask some questions. Or if it happens to slip past the owner and the person who's doing the work, when it gets to the building designer, architect, or the builder, or the certifier even, it's going to get, it should, I'm not going to say it's going to, because I've seen situations where it still even slips past, but in theory, it has a much higher chance of getting picked up. So there's going to be a higher chance that someone's going to turn around and go, oh, hold on a sec, there's an easement there. Why is there an easement there? Oh, it's for flooding. Oh, that means we can't go slab on ground, etc., etc. Now, I am stating the obvious here. Every single client, if they had their way, they would choose not to have an easement on the property. Because when it comes to resale, easements are kind of like a little alarm bell on the property flashing at people. So yeah, if you didn't need to have it on the property, you would obviously opt not to. And also when it comes to actually doing work down the track, it's kind of like an additional hoop that you kind of need to jump through, an additional consent hoop that you need to jump through to get approval to do work in that area. But that said, if you go back to why council's doing it, there is a valid reason. And at the end of the day, it doesn't actually change the outcome. At the end of the day, that flood mapping and hence the trigger for application, the trigger for the additional requirements, the trigger for council's input if you try to seek a performance outcome under those requirements, all of that stuff already exists on the property. All it does is just make it a little bit more visible, which is obviously what council's trying to achieve. So yeah, hopefully that helps explain why council sometimes put easements on the property, and hopefully with that high level of understanding, you can push through that frustration and that but I don't want it phase and get more to that acceptance phase. Okay, I think that covers off everything I want to talk about today. As I always like to say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number two, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number three, what was my number three? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.